Rolling. And action.
We're going to see several key developments and trends in the field of generative AI. From a technology perspective, the quality and the realism of the output of this technology is just going to keep increasing. And we're going to see a tighter integration with existing technologies like augmented reality, virtual reality, Internet of Things, for a complete immersive and more interactive experience. From a business standpoint, the focus is going to shift on how can I control the output of this technology? How can I make sure it's accurate? How can I govern it? How can I make sure this is ethical and respects regulations in place? The way generative AI learns is that it takes the information from billions and billions of data points. And this data could be different types: images, audios, 3D systems, videos, code, text. It understands and processes it to then, based on a human prompts, generates new content that resembles the real-world data that it learned from. So with generative AI, we are entering a new era of human and machine interaction, where the interaction becomes completely conversational, whether this conversation happens through text or through audio. Artificial intelligence for the first time becomes a collaborative partner that helps to augment human productivity. Real-world applications of generative AI span across different industries and across different use cases. For example, let's say you're a banker and you want to increase your customer satisfaction. So you have all these documents with customer complaints coming from different sources. You can use generative AI to analyze, summarize all the complaints and generate hyper-personalized emails to reply to your customer in a relevant, efficient, and automated way. So synthetic data generation is a growing area in the field of artificial intelligence. When we talk about synthetic data, think of it as fake data, right? That resemble the characteristics of real-world data, but those are really helpful in those scenarios where the real-world data are not good enough, they're not enough, or they have sensitive and private data that we don't want to use or we cannot use. For example, in scenarios like in healthcare, where you want to generate medical records of patients or clinical data that then you can use to predict, for example, rare diseases without having to use sensitive patients' data. Digital twins is another example of a real-world application of generative AI. Think of a digital twin as a virtual representation of an object or a system that exists in the physical world. The benefit of having that object in a digital world is that it allows you to run simulations and what-if scenarios that would be really difficult or impossible in the physical world. You can take your entire supply chain and create a digital version of it where you can run simulation and what-if analysis before you actually go and implement a policy in the real world for improved decision-making. We must balance innovation with an ethical usage of these technologies. Some of the risks to be mindful when adopting generative AI technology include things like bias, hallucinations, data privacy, and security. And so things like explainability, the ability to be able to understand how the machine generated a response. Is that response accurate? Is that response preserving data privacy and security are fundamental as we continue to adopt this technology in our daily life. We are on the brink of a new frontier in artificial intelligence, and this is only the beginning.